Over the last couple of years, a new name has quietly been gaining traction in the hobby airbrushing world: Gaahleri. They're a relatively new company focused on airbrushes, compressors, and painting tools with a pretty simple goal: bringing high-performance airbrushing gear to hobbyists without the traditional price barrier. Their early airbrush line, the ghad series, G-H-A-D, were designed to give builders a lot of the features normally found in higher-end tools, but at a price point that makes it easier for more modelers to get into airbrushing. Recently, the folks at Gaahleri reached out and sent some gear over for the channel to review. What's up, plastic addicts? Welcome to Jason's Space Dock, where sci-fi kits come to life, skills are sharpened, and every mistake is a lesson. I haven't opened any of this yet. Everything we're about to see here is my first look as well. Since this gear will end up getting used in upcoming builds, let's see what Gaahleri has sent over. Before we get into the new stuff, I want to mention something important. I was actually already using Gaahleri airbrushes before they contacted the channel. This right here is my ghad 68, which I've been using for a while now on different projects here on the bench. And I've got the Barbatos Rex Swallowtail. I like this one because it came with the larger 0.7 nozzle, and I bought a fan tip for it as well, but we'll talk about that more with the TG. And they both already have considerable mileage here in the shop. And that's part of why I was interested when Gaahleri reached out, because it wasn't a brand I was completely unfamiliar with. So it'll be interesting to see the evolution of some of these tools. The first major item in the box here is the Mobius TG. Now, the first thing that stands out with this one is that it is a trigger-style airbrush instead of the traditional push-down, pull-back style that most people are used to. Some modelers really prefer the setup because it can be a little bit more ergonomic during longer painting sessions. Instead of managing airflow and paint with two separate motions, you're essentially working a trigger, which can feel a bit more natural, especially when you're doing a lot of priming or base coating. This one ships with a 0.5 needle and nozzle, which puts it firmly into what I'd call the coverage category. So you're probably not reaching for this when you're doing extremely fine detail work, but for things like priming, base coats, large hulls, bigger surfaces on sci-fi kits, this is exactly the kind of airbrush that makes life easier. Now, that said, Gaahleri does offer a 0.3 setup for this airbrush. So, if you want to push it a bit further toward the more detailed work, there is an upgrade path there. Compared to something like the ghad 68, which is more of a basic airbrush setup, this one really feels like it's designed to handle bigger coverage jobs at the bench. Another nice feature of the Mobius TG is the quick adjustment knob. This allows for further airflow control. Rather than relying on the pressure setting on the compressor alone, you can tighten it to reduce the airflow, loosen it to increase the airflow. More control. Now, one of the more interesting things about the Mobius TG is that it's compatible with two different spray caps. It comes with the standard round cap, which behaves like a typical airbrush spray pattern, but you can also get the fan cap, which spreads the paint into a much wider pattern. If you've ever used a spray gun for automotive work or larger painting jobs, the concept is pretty similar. You're trading a little bit of detail control for coverage and efficiency. So if you're working on something like a larger sci-fi kit, big hull sections, or even priming batches of parts, the wider spray pattern could be really useful. At the end of the video, I'll put some paint through it and show what the patterns look like approximately. Next up, we've got paints, and honestly, this is the part I was most curious about. Gaahleri sent over two sets from their Kaleido Colorworks line. We've got the 12-pack primary color set and the 12-pack metallic set. These are water-based acrylic paints, but they're designed specifically to be airbrush ready right out of the bottle, which is something I think a lot of modelers would appreciate because it simplifies the whole process. You're not necessarily spending time trying to dial in the perfect thinning ratio every time you need to load the airbrush. In theory, you should be able to give the bottle a good shake, pour it into the cup, and start spraying. Now, water-based acrylics can sometimes be tricky compared to lacquers. You can run into things like beading, inconsistent coverage, or dry tip, so it'll be interesting to see how these behave in practice. The metallic set is particularly interesting for sci-fi modeling because metallics are everywhere in the genre. Engine parts, hull panels, mechanical components, there are a ton of places where these colors could come in handy. They also included a black primer, along with gloss and matte clear coats, which basically provide me an entire paint system. Primer to start the surface, color coats, then clear coats to control the final finish, gloss coat for decals and washes, matte for the final display finish. I will actually be using this entire system on the MPC Vincent build. Well, that covers the tools and the materials. Now let's see how this bad boy sprays. Now I didn't actually run paint through the airbrush for this test. Instead, I'm using an airbrush cleaner just so we can get a clear look at the spray pattern. First, I used the standard round cap just to see the Mobius TG's behavior as a traditional airbrush. And it's a pretty smooth pattern, and you can see the variation based on the forward adjustment screw. Now, let's swap over to the fan cap and see how wide that spray gets. So you can immediately see the difference. It's no longer a cone, but the fan cap spreads the spray much wider, which is exactly what you'd want for things like priming or base coating larger surfaces. Again, for bigger kits, especially sci-fi ships with large hull panels, that kind of coverage could save a lot of time. Now, I can't say that I've done a full long-term test on all this gear yet, but based on what I've already used, and what I've started seeing while working on the Vincent project, I will say this. So far, I am extremely impressed. The Mobius TG, especially with the new quick-release nozzle, really moves a lot of material. When you're doing things like priming and base coats, it pushes paint through the airbrush really nicely and gives you good, even coverage. And the Kaleido paints themselves have been surprisingly good. What really stood out to me right away is how well these paints flow through the airbrush, even straight out of the bottle without thinning. Of course, that's by design. The coverage is excellent, and the metallics in particular coat extremely well. The black primer lays down extremely well, and as a bit of a bonus for those who light our models, it has really good light blocking capability. I also noticed that these paints are surprisingly durable. With my flow, you paint before you're finished, and you have to handle the model. It takes that handling extremely well, and both the paint and primer stand nicely, so if you need to clean up a seam or redo areas, being able to smooth the surface out is key. And honestly, when you find paints that spray cleanly and behave consistently, it just makes the whole painting process easier. If you're interested in checking out Gaahleri Airbrush's paints or tools yourself, there's a link in the description that will give you 10% off at checkout. You can also use the QR code on screen if that's easier. Using that link helps support the channel, and I really appreciate it. Overall, this is a really interesting lineup of tools. The Mobius TG will likely become my go-to airbrush. My ghad 68 will stay in rotation for finer detail work, while the Swallowtail is fantastic for large coverage areas. As for the Kaleido paints, right now their color range leans more toward car and Gundam builders and less toward military modelers. But based on how well they spray and how nicely they lay down, I definitely think they're worth keeping an eye on. And you'll be seeing more of these paints very soon because they're already getting used on other projects on the bench. Model building is all about the journey. Every project is a chance to learn something new and push your skills a little further. So keep building, enjoy the process, and keep moving your craft forward one build at a time.